Verbally Effective with Ena Esco is an interview-style podcast that intersects art, culture, politics, and entertainment with a Memphis focus. Each week, I'm joined by a featured guest with roots in Memphis. Verbally Effective delves into each guest's personal journey to uncover the incredible stories fueling their purpose, the highs and lows of their pursuits, and how through their passion, they are moving the culture forward. Be sure to follow Verbally Effective and Ena Esco on Instagram. Also, download the Verbally Effective podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play Music. Don't forget to check out the website and submit to be a guest at verballyeffective.com.
Hey, it's Jennifer Elaine, the owner of Original Art Gallery in Cordova, Tennessee, the only Black woman-owned fine art gallery in Cordova. I am hanging with Ena Esco with Verbally Effective Podcast.
Yo, Ali, you see me work with Block Boy JB Drake, Offset 21 Savage. Right now I'm rocking with Ena Esco, a Verbally Effective Podcast. You dig?
WYXR 91.7 FM Memphis, your double E Ena Esco hanging out with you guys live in the building. It is our spring pledge drive in full effect. We are already at 42% of our goal. That is amazing for it to only be Tuesday and the pledge drive ends on Saturday. But we definitely want you guys to donate today. There are 3 ways to give. You can visit our website, WYXR.org. You can call 901-460-3031. You can text the word donate to 901-460-3031. I have some special guests that are verbally effective in the building with me. We got my good friend, sports journalist, podcaster, entrepreneur, Parish Sharkey in the building. What's up, Parish?
Hey, what it do, Ena?
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yes, so, he knows all things Memphis sports. He's going to give us all the download deets on the Memphis Grizz. I also have my good friend Nicole, who I just met last night on Real Talk with Chip. We were hanging out. She hosts a new show here at WYXR called
Planet Chrome.
Planet Chrome. I mean, I love the name. Nicole, we had a good time last night.
We did. We had a ball.
Yes, we did. Real talk. You know what, Chip Washington, big shout outs to Chip because he put us all in one place together and we really vibed. The chemistry was amazing. And I said, Nicole, I got to get you back. And adjusted your schedule so you could be here today. I really appreciate you, lady.
No problem.
Yes, and I really appreciate you as well, Parish, for adjusting your schedule today to talk your talk right here on WYXR. Once again, this is the Spring Pledge Drive. We need those donations, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, we are at 42%. And, your donations will go towards all of the things that we need here as volunteers at WYXR. Let's get verbally effective. I told Parish and I told Nicole, we're talking sports today because Memphis has a lot going on in the sports world. We're going to talk podcasting as well, but let's kick it off with some juicy sports news. Now, it is playoff season. We are definitely in the grind. Memphis Grizz lost to LA. What's up with that, Parish?
Yeah, a lot of stuff happened. The normal fourth quarter woes that they've been going through all season came back up in game 1 of the first game of the series, and Ja Morant's injury, I think 5 minutes left to go in the game, definitely played a part.
The normal fourth quarter roll. What does that mean? That's how we do it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
The Grizzlies does it like that.
Yep, this whole season, especially this second half of the season since Steven Adams has been out, the fourth quarter, I don't know what happens to the team. I don't know what coach does.
They break down.
Yeah, they just break down. The offense they try to run is, we call it the call 12 play. Get Ja the ball, everybody move out the way. But the defense know he's going to try to get to the goal. So they scheme for it. They thought they solved it by trading for Luke Kennard, getting the extra shooting, but they still go through their lows. They did start giving Jaren Jackson more touches and getting him in the post.
He had an amazing game.
Yep, exactly. But I don't know. It's like without Steven Adams and Brandon Clark, the rebound disadvantage And they looked much smaller than the Lakers as well. Like Anthony Davis and LeBron James, they just like they overpowered them in the fourth quarter. It just seemed like the physicality just got the best of them.
It was touch and go like the whole game until the fourth quarter roll, like you say. Mm-hmm. And what's up with Steve Adams? When is he going to be healthy?
I don't know. This
what is wrong with him?
He had a knee injury. He hurt it against the Suns back in January.
Okay.
He was supposed to be back last month, but I guess he had a setback, and they gave him a stem cell injection. I think that's what it was called, and they gave him another 4 weeks to reevaluate. They reevaluated. I guess the test didn't come back like they wanted it to. And Woj from ESPN announced that he's likely out for the rest of the season, although Steve Adams has still been practicing with the team, and the Grizzlies haven't announced it yet. So he may potentially come back if they make it further.
With him practicing, is that how he agitated it?
No, he wasn't. I don't think he was practicing, so I don't really know what happened in rehab and all of those different things that go into his injury. And it might have just been he didn't heal correctly like he was supposed to.
Mm-hmm. But is Steve going to make a difference, you think?
Yeah, especially rebounding. The Grizzlies have been like terrible on the boards since he's been gone. And even for Ja Morant, setting screens, he already said he's like one of the strongest, if not the strongest player in the NBA. So when he sets a screen, the defender isn't moving. So Ja Morant gets a free payout to the lane.
But you know who I like? I like Kennard. I saw him at the HBCU night game that me and my husband attended, and he was popping them threes left and right. You give him the ball, he gonna pop it.
Yep.
I like Kennard. But Nicole, are you a big Grizz fan?
I am. I try to keep up with the games as best as I can. But man, when I saw we lost to the Lakers, I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't either.
I wasn't.
I don't like it. So we play again tomorrow. Tomorrow night here in Memphis. Yep. Are you going?
No.
No.
Playoff tickets.
Playoff tickets a little bit ridiculous on the price.
Right.
Well, I'm not going either. I don't have any tickets. But since I've been awarded the HBCU award from the Memphis Grizzlies, they have been inviting me to different things, but they didn't drop off them playoff tickets.
Of course.
Like I was waiting on that email to come through. But it's been very interesting, and to see Ja come back after, all of the things that has happened with him recently. So I'm glad to see him back. And do you think Ja is playing at 100% like he was prior to the little break?
Yeah, no, 100% health-wise until he actually already hurt his finger last week against the Milwaukee Bucks before the wrist injury. So that actual hand was already hurt. Before that, 100% mentally, I would say not really. Because I guess while he was out, Jaren Jackson, the team still played well. Mm-hmm. Jaren Jackson, Desmond Bane got it going. So when he got back, he was trying to fit in more so than be the guy again because the team was
player.
Right, the team's playing so well without him, so he was still trying to see where he could fit in, get in his spots, and he even has comments after one of the games saying it was Jaren and Desmond Bane's team, and I was like, no, you're still Ja Morant.
You're still the face of the team, Ja.
Exactly.
And while you at it, Ja, why don't you donate to WYXR for our spring pledge drive? I know you got those coins, Ja, and all of you Memphis Grizzlies players that love your community and would like to see this station flourish. You can call 901-460-3031. You can text the word donate to 901-460-3031. We appreciate all Memphis Grizzlies donations, a meal, a couple of G's, anything helps out with all of the work that we do here for the community at WYXR. We are currently at 42%, but we're going to raise that percentage while we are being verbally effective. Nicole, since we are talking about Memphis Grizzlies, who are some of your favorite Grizzly players?
Oh my goodness. Now, when I was a kid, my absolute favorite was Shane Battier.
I remember Shane.
Yes, I had a Shane Battier mug cup thing that was shaped like him, like an action figure.
I remember
Battier. Growing up, he was my favorite.
Why was he your favorite?
I don't know. I didn't even understand sports as a kid. Mm-hmm. I think it was because he was kind of one of the big faces of the team,
yes,
and then going to the games as a kid. I remember my uncle taking me as a kid, going with my parents and watching. I guess just getting attached to seeing the person on TV and then seeing them play in person and just thinking oh man, that's that's the same person I see on TV and now I'm seeing them in person, which But now it's that Ja has brought the city to a whole
You bring them out, bring them out.
We're at new heights. Like,
yes, we are.
It's insane.
Yes.
It's insane.
Everybody got the word Memphis in their mouths right now.
Like, it's crazy.
I remember Shane Battier. Where is Shane Battier now? Parish?
I have no
idea. Is he retired?
Yeah, he's out. Yeah, he retired.
How old is Shane Battier about? I was like, really?
Yeah, it's been a while.
What is retirement age for an NBA player? Like, what's the range?
Because
I know it's like probably based on injuries too.
Yeah, injuries go a lot into it. I'd say by the time you hit 30, you're on the down. 32, you're probably, your prime years are 27 to 32, I think. So after 32, you're probably not going to be as good as you were beforehand.
And how old is LeBron James?
Now LeBron is a different.
No. How old is LeBron?
He's all-time great. He's 38.
38.
He's all-time great.
I was asking my son the other day. I was like, shouldn't LeBron be retired right now? And he was like, oh, he's waiting until his son makes the league. But he's a high school senior now, right?
Yep. He's about to choose his college sometime soon.
Because he can go straight to the NBA if he wanted.
They can't. So high school athletes can go straight to the NBA anymore. So
I thought they changed it.
I think next year or the year after.
Okay.
But it hasn't officially changed yet.
Oh, you know, Daddy gonna hook up them endorsements. Oh, it's gonna be real nice. So LeBron gonna be playing till he 40. That's what you saying?
Yep, he gonna play at least 1 year with his son. So he got next year and the year after. So yep, he'll be 40 going on 41.
Dang, wow, must be nice. Okay, big shout outs to the Memphis Grizzlies. We hope they get a win tomorrow. Grizzlies, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, your Ena Esco, I would like some tickets to the game tomorrow. So just inbox me. I would really appreciate it. But, you know, today I invited you guys because I wanted to get into some Memphis sports and the culture here because, you know, WYXR is all about the music culture in Memphis. We are doing our spring pledge drive right now. You know, Nicole has a show here. Let's get into her show real quick. Tell us about it. Tell us about Planet Chrome.
I mean, I refer to it as the show where anything goes. Music-wise, it's like some nights I may be playing just all Memphis rap. Some nights I play like Japanese pop music.
Oh.
Some nights I play like Donna Summer and like Al Green and like you can hear any and everything. Mm-hmm. And I think it really comes from me growing up. Like since I was 3, I've been playing the piano like classically trained.
Come on,
so,
pianist?
Like, piano, guitar, violin.
Okay.
Like all of that. So it just really fine tunes my ear for like what I hear in a song, what I like to hear, you know. But it has absolutely like caused what my music library of what I listen to just be unlimited. Like classic rock. Growing up with my dad, he listened to a bunch of classic rock. My uncle loved like southern rap. My mom loves R&B. Like just everything.
So that's what we can expect on Planet Chrome.
Yeah, everything.
And tell everybody what night you are on.
I am on Friday nights at 11:59 Central Standard Time. Okay, I try to say midnight, but people know it's just go ahead Friday night 11:59. That way, when the clock strikes 12, you already tuned in.
You are indeed an artist. I did not know that you played all of those instruments. Mm-hmm. So you're right. That really fine tunes your ear.
It does because the most recent instrument I learned to play was violin. And the reason I wanted to learn how to do that was I started making beats. And so making beats, it's not just, you know, this kind of snare, this kind of drum, this kind of strings. You want everything to be in key as well. And so like piano to me is like the gateway instrument. Like once you learn keys and you know your sharps and your flats and all, you know, chords, you can kind of carry that to other instruments. So violin is very different because you can fine tune the instrument as you play it to get the sound that you want. So when I produce and I make beats, I can hear this is a little sharp, this is a little flat, this is, you know, it really helped fine tune the way I hear music.
Come on, producer. I'm loving this. I didn't know that last night that you was a whole producer around here, Nicole. I love it. Okay, so Parish, let's get into your business. Let's get verbally effective. Parish, you are a podcaster. You are a sports journalist. Talk to the good people in Memphis about what you do.
So yeah. Well, I do a lot. So first off, I am the host and producer of Let's Be Real Sports Podcast and Let's Be Real Media. Yeah, we got multiple podcasts around the network. So Let's Be Real Sports, The Hardaway Podcast, and now the Jeans Report Podcast as well. So Let's Be Real, I started back in 2017. meeting a group of friends. Actually quit it at the end of 2017, but we started back off in 2018 and have been going strong since then. So it'll be our 5th year in July. That'll be our 5th year anniversary.
Congratulations.
And thank you. We just entered 200 episodes in February, so now we're like 205 or so. Also, we got the opportunity with Grizzly Bear Blues that we were at SB Nation at the time back in 2020 to start the Starting Five podcast, which is exclusively for the Memphis Grizzlies. And while I was at Grizzly Bear Blues, I decided to get into writing. So last year I started writing for them because they're primarily a blog site with podcasts. So since May of last year, I think, second round against Gold State, I wrote their game recap for Game 3, the game that John Morant got hurt, ironically.
Okay.
And been writing for them since then. Since that point in December last year, got the opportunity to write with a new startup, the Bluff City Media, and wrote for the Memphis Tigers. Then SB Nation had some layoffs. Grizzly Bear Blues eventually converted over to Bluff City Media, so now I'm the writer for Memphis Tigers and Memphis Grizzlies podcast. Memphis Grizzlies. What you call it? Memphis Grizzlies. I'm a writer for
the Grizzlies.
Content. Yeah, content is where I think writer for Grizzlies and Tigers content, and I'm also the reporter for the Memphis Hustle. I got that last month.
Congratulations,
Appreciate
Parish.
it.
I am very proud of you to see your journey over the years because, we have been networking for quite some time with this podcast space and community here in Memphis, and you have really, really grown in this space. Do you enjoy podcasting more or writing? Because you're an excellent writer.
Yeah, I enjoy podcasting more, but I say this, I hate it. I used to tell myself I hated writing. And it was actually you last year. You had me write an op-ed for the Grizzlies.
Yes.
It was actually that got me into eventually joining
Boom,
Grizzly
God
Bear
is
Blues.
good. God
Yep.
is good.
Yep.
Wow. And look at you now. Wow. And you know what? You mentioned Memphis Tigers. Let's talk about the Memphis Tigers for a minute. We had a little press that happened with a young man that had committed to the Tigers. Talk to the people about that whole situation, because I know you know the deeds. Because when everybody was posting, I was like, who is that? And maybe I wasn't in tune with what was going on, but what's happening with that,
So
Parish?
you're referring to Mikey Williams. He was the 5-star recruit, and he was one of the top recruits. I don't know why he didn't get invited to the McDonald's All-American game, but that's a different story. But he was a 5-star recruit, one of the top recruits in the nation coming
Out of
into the
California.
season. Out of California. Him and his teammate, he was a 4-star recruit, JJ Taylor. They got both of them to commit to Memphis. And, when the story come out, 5 felony charges, gun incident. I guess apparently he was shooting at another vehicle. Everything is not out yet. I think he has a hearing this upcoming Thursday with his lawyer and his lawyers and everything. So we'll see what all news comes out about it. But a lot of fans were already kind of skeptical of his fit anyway, because he's perceived to be more of a selfish type of player when he plays. Like he just gets
How's the ball?
Yeah, kind of gets his numbers. And we kind of had the problem with not last season, but the season before last with Imani Bates. So a lot of people was kind of a little hesitancy on bringing another.
They gonna bump
athlete.
heads.
Yeah, and last year you had a veteran-laden team, so you kind of wanted to get that going again instead of a bunch of young players like they had in the past. So we'll see what comes from it and see. I hope everything. I hope that things isn't true about him, because that's messing up his life. Like he was projected to be a lottery pick in
Like
the NBA next year.
18-year-old. So where do things stand? Has Penny made a comment about it?
I don't think he has. I think the school made a comment they were just going to wait. They know what happened. They're going to wait it out and see what what transpires from it.
Yeah. But you know what? I think that's wonderful that a 5-star recruit chose University of Memphis to, pursue college basketball. And Penny has been on his grind with this recruiting. Other than Mikey Williams, who else can we expect coming to the Memphis Tigers?
His younger son, Ashton Hardaway, who played with Bronny James. Actually, they had a game. I think it was AAU. I don't think high school. It was the AAU team. I watched them play. They came to Collierville in November. And he looks really good. He can shoot. He's I think he's actually taller than Penny. He's a bigger body. Can post up, have a post game, everything. A couple other players, like I said, Mikey Williams' teammate, JJ. I think they're a package deal, so if something happens, he don't bring Mikey, we don't expect JJ to come along after that. If that happens, they were more of a package deal. Other players, he got a couple transfers. Caleb Mills from Florida State used to play for Houston, and he lit Memphis up his freshman year at Houston. Houston played Memphis, and they got another transfer from Temple, a big man. And I know the Lawsons are returning to school, so he's still getting the team together. I think the transfer portal and everything is still recruiting galore with the NIL and the transfer portal. It's made recruiting like almost a year-round thing because it's like 700 plus players in the transfer portal. So he's still working and contacting.
What is this transfer portal that they keep speaking of? And I really got keen into hearing quote unquote transfer portal with Deion Sanders when he left JSU and went to Colorado, and everybody was like, "Yeah, I better get in the transfer portal." What is that?
Basically, it's the players that could transfer and play immediately. So before they made this rule, when you transfer to another school, you had to sit out for 1 year, unless you got a waiver for instance, if some player came home, returned to their home city because their grandmama got sick or something like that, you can get a waiver and play. But that was the only way you can play. Pretty much the transfer portal gave the players, because coaches get to leave, come and go as they choose. You get another job, you can coach next year. So they kind of gave the players the opportunity to, hey, if I wanted, and I think it's only one time you can do it. You could transfer one time and play immediately. Now, if you transfer a second time, then you have to get a waiver or sit out the season. But it just gives the players the opportunity to, hey, if the situation isn't working out, they can go to another school.
At the drop of a dime.
Yep.
Wow. And that's for all athletes in the NCAA.
Yep. And it's just the next season. So it's like, let's say you transfer in the middle of the season. You're not eligible to play in the middle of the season.
Gotcha.
Because, you know, school, you know, you got the semester. So you still got to finish your semester at the school.
Okay. Were you an athlete growing up?
Yep. I played football and basketball. I played football through high school and tried to play football in college. But I was majoring in engineering and kind of just went forward with.
Did you go to Memphis?
Yep.
Okay, big shout out to U of M. You know, they're one of our partners here at WYXR. And I was an athlete as well in high school. I played everything, basketball, volleyball, track. I was all-state in volleyball at Millington my senior year. And I got athletic scholarship to go to Lemoyne-on, and I played volleyball at Lemoyne. I only played 2 years because I was trying to be cute and grown and pledge AKA and get some other business going. But I think that's why I'm so in tune to sports. Just a natural attraction to all things sports related. And speaking of like growing up, I know me and Nicole talked about this last night. Nicole is a huge wrestling fan. Before we get into her love for that though, we just received a donation. Big shout outs to Haley Brooks. Let's ring the bell. Let's get that bell and ring the bell. Yes. Big shout outs to Haley Brooks. She dropped off some cheese too, like, you know, a little bit over a bill over here. Thank you, Haley. We really appreciate it. Big shout outs to David Swider. She wanted to shout David out. We appreciate you guys. We are doing a spring pledge drive. I'm your double E Ena Esco. Verbally Effective Live is going on right now. We need you guys to donate. Nicole, let them know the ways that they can donate to WYXR.
Absolutely. There are 3 ways to give, and the first one is you can visit WYXR.org. You can also call us at 901-460-3031. That's 901-460-3031. You can also text the word donate to that same number, which is 901-460-3031.
Thank you. Thank you. So we're about to get into Nicole's upbringing with her love for Memphis wrestling or wrestling in general. She is a huge fan. Tell me where this love began, Nicole.
When I was a kid, probably as long as I can remember, probably like 2 or 3, like Monday nights, back then Thursday night, and then Friday nights, like WWE was on the TV. Always Monday Night Raw, Thursday Night SmackDown, then Friday Night SmackDown, and oh my goodness, I have always loved like just the storytelling of it all. I love it.
Wrestling is deeply rooted in Memphis, Tennessee, and I didn't learn that until I moved to Memphis in '95, and people were like, Jerry Lloyd,
Jerry the King Lawler.
Yes, and we talked about this yesterday too. A lot of the amateurs came here and trained and developed their characters and things of that nature. Have you gone to any matches?
Like the very first wrestling event ever I went to was this year for my birthday for SmackDown.
What?
And it was literally to this day the greatest day of my life.
Okay.
Like, oh my gosh, it was just awesome.
Who got in the ring that night? When you went?
I remember Charlotte Flair came in the ring, and I love Charlotte. Of course, her dad is Ric Flair, 16-time WWE world heavyweight champion.
I remember Ric Flair.
Oh, the Nature Boy.
Yeah,
Woo!
Nature Boy.
What?
Pretty. He had that tan, that
the
blonde hair. I remember. And them little shorts he had on.
And of course, his robe, he would come out in with the feathers. Oh my gosh.
It was just, glistening all over his body. I remember Ric Flair. And you know what else I remember? My brother used to love wrestling, and he used to try all the moves on me. He used to torture me. That's why sometimes I used to like watching it on Saturday mornings with him, but I knew he was going to try a move on me. And I had to make sure my mama was there so I could get saved, because he would really do the moves on me, like almost break my neck.
Oh.
Yes, I remember. I was traumatized. So, Parish, do you, inquire into wrestling?
Not at a grown age. When I was younger, I loved it. Then I guess I found out that it was fake.
Is it fake though? Is it fake, Nicole?
I know she can answer.
I always tell people, are the outcomes predetermined? Yes. But are the injuries real? Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Figured it.
Yeah. So it's a bit produced, but we don't know what's gonna happen.
Because it's a story. It's like a soap opera. You know what's going to happen. It's already been written.
Yeah.
You're just waiting for it to unfold. So the outcomes are predetermined. But when people get injured, it's real.
And now the women are really dominating in that space now.
Oh my goodness, you have Bianca Belair, who's from Knoxville.
Okay.
Like she's the Raw Women's Champion right now. She's been champion for over a year, and she maintained at WrestleMania just a couple weeks ago in LA. So she's doing her thing.
Wow, Bianca. Like, I'm trying to think of some of the women that were wrestling back in the day. I used to just love when they came out in the ring, because, it was mostly focused on men with wrestling. But I love that the ladies are taking over. Oh my gosh. Big shout outs to Shelby. Our spring pledge drive is underway, and it looks like our percentage has increased from 42 to 43%. Yes, that's bell worthy. Yes, so we have about 57% remaining of our goal here at WYXR Spring Pledge Drive. If you guys donate just $1, if you donate $20 a month, it is a great way to support what you hear right here on WYXR. And of course, you can receive the perks of supporting. We have a lot of merch over here at WYXR, t-shirts, bags, totes. We got all kinds of things. We even have our own beer. Have you guys tasted the beer? I have. It's very delicious and refreshing. So we have a lot going on here at WYXR. We want to shout out everyone that has been supporting our Spring Pledge Drive, which kicked off on Saturday. My name is Ena Esco, and I'm hanging out with my two amazing guests, Parish Sharkey and my girl Nicole from her Planet Chrome show that she has on Friday nights, 11:59 p.m.
That's it.
Yes. So, okay, let's get into some podcast talk. Nicole, do you listen to any podcasts?
I listen to Real Talk Memphis with
Yes,
Chip Washington.
you definitely listen to Real Talk Memphis, and is a member of the show as well. She on the team. But Chip, big shout outs to Chip with his amazing podcast talking about matters that are so pressing in the world right now. My boy Parish over here, he has been in the podcast space for 5 years now, just like myself. And he went with the sports direction. Why did you go sports, Parish?
Yeah, I grew up loving sports. That was my dream growing up, was to be a sports anchor and work for ESPN and everything. And I guess sometime throughout my time, just like coming up in the world, was trying to make money, right? And just trying to get into the industry just seemed like it was hard, especially I was seeing a bunch of former pro athletes get those positions. And once I kind of knew I wasn't going pro in sports, I decided I was good at math. That was my favorite subject in school. My uncle went to school for engineering, so that's how I got into engineering. Then I knew if I eventually wanted to get into sports, I can try and come back later in life, and which is exactly what I did when podcasting became a thing. So it actually ended up working out.
Yes. Now, did you formulate the team for LBR?
Yep, I did.
So how did you choose the people that are on your team?
So the original team, when we first started in 2017, the reason we stopped was because we were trying to record in person. That was before Zoom existed, and these
that could be a bugaboo,
right?
With schedules.
Yep, exactly. And all those things existed, but it wasn't. Nothing really became big to COVID. All the virtual options. So we were trying to meet in person. It didn't work out. And I ended up doing the show by myself. I never intended to do a show by myself. And I didn't like it. I got bored. I said, okay, I'm done. I'm not going to do it. Then our good friend of ours, Dominic Lawson, the same person.
Shout out to Dominic.
Yep. I call him my mentor. He don't like me calling him that, but he definitely just kept putting it in my brain, kept putting it in my head, like keep going, find a way to bring it back. So next year, decided to bring it back, ran to my good friend Tev. I hadn't talked to, we went to school together, hadn't seen him in a second. And my other friend, Skylar, who we hadn't really had contact over the last couple of years. Then we formed the new LBR, just came to the studio one day at iHeart, started back up, and just went on from there. Then along the lines, Trevor, Sheedy, my other guy, Savage, who was part of the original LBR team, kind of came along throughout the process from that point forward.
And you all have different personalities. I promise. Like, everybody's going to give you something different on the podcast. And I like the idea of having a co-host or having guests, because I can feed off people energy. That's, with podcasting, because if you're going solo, you better have this show planned out, them notes right, unless you could just talk off the dome all day, But you guys have done an amazing job with LBR.
Thank you.
Yes. Now, what are some of your favorite podcasts other than your own?
Other than mine, a lot of sports podcasts. A lot of podcasts I listen to. So I got a big network on Twitter, and of course, Twitter is like the big thing for sports, because all the breaking news come out on Twitter. Everybody's on Twitter. Right?
Everything comes out on Twitter. I go there first.
Yep.
For information.
Yeah, literally.
Yes.
So a lot of podcasts, a lot of people I've connected with kind of on the same level as me, who didn't go to school for it, who just started developing sports shows. Like my guy Damian Adams, he got the real deal. Damian Adams, he's based out of Phoenix, Arizona. He's a real good on boxing. He's a real big boxing person, but also basketball and football. And a couple of guys, Chris Lewis, a lot of people I just connected with this past weekend. My guy Mike Patton out of Nashville. He has toured in the AFC South. He's another guy who got me into writing as well. And a plethora of different shows. Of course, the Grind City Media team. I listen to all their shows.
Big shout out to Grind City Media. I see that Jessica Benson and CJ Hurt have formed a new show.
Yep.
So I love it. I was a guest on there earlier this year, and they are a good team. And I can't wait till Jessica get over that injury she had.
The Achilles, yeah.
The Achilles, something else, huh?
Yep.
Wow. And I know that you just came back from a huge conference for sports media. Talk to us about that conference.
So it's called the Black Sports Business Symposium. This was their second year of it, and last year was the first year. It's based in Atlanta. We go to the Mercedes-Benz, the stadium where the Atlanta Falcons play at, and it's just it's a different networking sessions, a bunch of different sessions that you're going throughout the days. It can range from anything from mental health and a whole bunch of different topics. You also had the keynote speaker at the end of the day. So last year they had Deion Sanders there. This year, Thursday night, the last speaker was Rich Paul, LeBron James' agent. And the second night was Maria Taylor, the NBC, formerly ESPN. So
how was that?
It was great. It was just an amazing experience. A big network session, and a little nugget I found out from it while I was there was you had to apply to go there. You had to apply to get into it. I just learned about it last year. So when I learned about it, my guy Mike Patton had got in. That's when I first learned about it. It was about 3 weeks before it started. So I put in for it. It probably was too late. It was only 3 weeks left. So I found out this year. I put in a whole lot earlier. But I found out while I was there, I think over 10,000 people put in applications.
And they're only choosing how many?
1,700.
Wow. What are the requirements?
I don't know. 'Cause I know when you applying for it, you just put your resume in. So I'm not sure what went into who they chose, but I think just knowing that I was one of the 1,700 people chosen let me know I'm on the right path.
Gotcha. Wow. Yeah, I saw your pictures from the event, and I said, "Look at Parish is just really soaring around here." And what is that? I don't even know where it's coming from. It sounds real AI-ish. But you know what, Parish? One of the things that you mentioned about the conference was a focus on mental health, which is something that we're really coming to terms with, especially for athletes. What are some of the things you learned about mental health at that conference?
Just always talk to someone, and a lot of things from the sessions I did go to that was pertaining to mental health. There were actual current and former athletes. Tyrod Taylor, the quarterback in the NFL, he was there. Brandon Marshall, who's hosting I Am Athlete podcast, former NFL wide receiver, he was there. Casey Harrod, cornerback in the NFL. It was a lot of former athletes, a lot of ESPN personalities, but I just learning that just talking to someone and if you are just feeling down, just make sure you have someone to talk to. Make sure that, you're not alone. Always remembering that, because a lot of mental health problems is that, you think you're going through stuff and you just kind of just shut off, don't speak to no one. That's how people, end up committing suicides and all those different things.
Yes, and with mental health with athletes, I think we often focus on the physical and not the mental.
Yep.
But nowadays, that's different. They're getting more resources and more support, which is amazing. Once again, this is Ena Esco with Verbally Effective Live over here at WYXR, and we are doing our spring pledge drive. We appreciate you guys for listening. We couldn't be anything without our listeners here at WYXR. We are currently at 43% of our goal, which is amazing because it's only Tuesday and we're riding out until Saturday. And if you would like to give $1, to give $20, to give $1,000, you can do that right now by visiting WYXR.org. You can call 901-460-3031. You can text the word donate to 460-3031. Big shout outs to all of our amazing people passing by over here at Crosstown Concourse. It's a busy day at Crosstown because we were here last night. Wait a minute, did we get a new donation? OMG. Big shout outs to Andrew Brasington. He just donated $102.80. Thank you so much, Andrew. We really appreciate it. So that means our percentage probably will go up to 44, and that means we are really doing our job, Parish and Nicole. Now, Nicole, did you go to University of Memphis?
I did.
Okay.
I went to SCAD and I went to University of Memphis.
Okay.
So I lived in Atlanta for a little bit and then I came back here.
Okay, but you're originally from Memphis? Okay, what part of Memphis? Say it.
I grew up with my grandparents in North Memphis. And
North?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
but I feel like it's another hood you want to mention.
No, I mean, I come from the suburbs. Regular kid from the suburbs. That's all.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. And Parish, you're originally from Memphis.
Yep. Black Haven Zone is what we call it with Whitehaven.
Black Haven Zone. You see, we got these amazing Memphians being verbally effective right here on WYXR. Both connections to U of M. Now, I did not go to University of Memphis. I attended Lamont College, but we stayed at University of Memphis with the Greeks, and they came to Lamont all the time too. So, that's an amazing introduction for my life here in Memphis. I moved here in 95, and I've been here ever since. There's so much love for the city of Memphis, this culture that we have. What is so amazing to you guys about the Memphis culture?
I think Memphis, there's so many deep roots to so many different things in Memphis, like especially music, like we said earlier, like wrestling, like it's just, Memphis is really just like kind of a garden for so many different industries as far, even like Memphis Record Pressing, who's like pressing a bunch of, vinyls, that are being distributed majorly around the world. Like, it's just, I mean, we have FedEx, like we have so many huge things in Memphis, and I think we don't necessarily show our appreciation for it as much. I think we let a lot of negativity overshadow that, but when you really look at the grand scheme of things, like even Crosstown, like just so much
just
great
a
stuff.
Hub for artists and community. Wow. What about you, Parish? What do you love so much about this Memphis culture?
Everything she said, along with language. Like, we have our own language, saying Maine and everything. Like,
I'm glad you said that.
Anybody that come to Memphis, it's just like, it's a very cultured city. We're a blue collar city.
Yes.
It's a lot of good things that it's good that sports teams take on the mantra of the team of like just that grind mentality. Like, this is what this city is all about. This is what we do. We just grind. We always think everybody's against us, and for the most part, everybody is against us. Like she said about the negativity, we feed into it, and that national perception of Memphis is negativity. But I've been here my whole life. It's been nothing but a positive experience.
I know. I've had nothing but good things happen to me with Memphis accepting me as a transplant here and really planting my roots, starting a family, starting a career, being an entrepreneur. Memphis shows nothing but love, and I think there's so much opportunity here in Memphis. And speaking of the negativity that we often hear about Memphis, it's up to us to change the trajectory, and I think that we're doing it. Change the trajectory, the narrative, and that's something that we do here at WYXR. And that's a huge reason to donate right now for our spring pledge drive. We're going to give you all of this Memphis culture. You can donate right now at WYXR.org. You can call 901-460-3031. You could text the word donate to 901-460-3031. Hey, it's about that time, Parish and Nicole, for the segment that I love the most on Verbally Effective. We're going to start with Parish. Repeat after me in your best. Amen, say man.
Amen, say man.
Say it again.
Amen, say man.
Okay, this is a moment of transparency. You next, Nicole, while you looking over there. You next, Nicole. Amen, say man. This is a moment of transparency right here on Verbally Effective Podcast. I need you to give me that playoff prediction. What's going to happen with the Grizzlies?
Man, it's a lot that goes into that because I need to know Ja Morant gonna be playing.
Well, let if he playing or if he not playing.
I'm gonna do
what
two
we
predictions.
doing?
If he is out for the rest of the series, they are probably gonna lose in 5 or 6 games.
To LA.
Yeah, they still got LeBron James and Anthony Davis when it boiled down to it.
38-year-old LeBron James.
Yeah, and he's still producing like a 31-year-old LeBron James. And you got to factor in that we also missing Steve Adams and Brandon Clark. You missing 3 of your top 7 players, including your best player. At that point, it's just a little too much to overcome.
What about Baines and Kennard?
You still missing 3 of your top 7 players.
Oh, I ain't talking about none. Amen.
It's
Say
hard.
man. Okay, so you said
If Ja Morant doesn't return. If he does return, I give them a chance. They have to win it. It'll be 7 games. They'll go the full 7-game series. They'll win that series. I don't know who they'll play between Sacramento and Golden State in the next round. I said Western Conference Finals when I made my prediction on starting 5 last week. Western Conference Finals or the season is a failure. So Western Conference Finals is what I'm expecting if Ja Morant returns.
I bet they have the best doctors on the job right now. You already know he's getting the finest at this moment in time.
Need to get the Kansas City Chiefs doctors that got Patrick Mahomes back on the field in the Super Bowl.
Okay, I hear you. Amen, say man, Nicole, repeat after me. Amen, say man in your best north.
Amen, say man.
Oh, amen, say man. Since you are a true artist, and I'm talking about, pianist, you play multiple instruments. Let me know and give me that full transparency on where do you think the Memphis music culture is headed?
Oh, it's insane right now. We have a bunch of people coming out of Memphis, that are just, first of all, shout out to Peach. She goes by Bun. She has a song called Show Out coming out on 420.
Okay.
Also, Cherry Moon 222.
I heard Cherry Moon.
Oh, yeah, she can freestyle. She's hard. She got another EP coming out on 420 as well. Shout out 34
I like
Storms.
that date, 420.
Yeah. Shout out 34 Storms. He has another song called Juice out right now. The Memphis music scene is insane because I mentioned 34 Storms. Coming up 2017, 2018, we were working parties, doing, open mic nights and just seeing so many people back then who were seriously on the rise now. It's insane.
Yes. Did you predict Glorilla was happening back then?
So the same person, he texted me this was probably 2 weeks before FNF just blew up, went viral. He was like, "It's this girl." I was literally leaving Chip Show. I was on my way home, and he says, we're on the phone. He says, "It's this girl Glorilla." I was like, "What's her name, huh?" He said, "It's this girl Glorilla, and she out with friends, and she be rapping." I'm like, "Who is this girl?" And he sends it to me, and I was like, "Oh, okay." She was tough. And then next thing I know, I was like, "That's the girl he told me about." Her success. She was just at Coachella this weekend.
Yes, big shout outs to Glorilla,
Yes,
Memphis' very
absolutely.
own Glorilla. You know what? I really love the job that Yo Gotti is doing with her. The strategy of it all, even with the partnership with Rock Nation. I'm talking about they are still moving
Gloss
out
Up
here.
too.
Gloss too. Yes,
Yeah,
now
she signed
she's
to
with
QC.
QC, and they were bought out by another company, but I think they're still
Under Atlantic.
Yeah.
They're coming with Lil Baby. Glorilla
I saw
Gloss.
that.
Yeah.
I saw that. And speaking of FNF, y'all, I got a little story to tell. The whole vibe of the FNF video, right? So I was leaving an event I was hosting downtown. This is the daytime. Well, this is about after 5 o'clock. And I'm leaving downtown, right? So just imagine with me. And I'm leaving. I'm on 3rd Street. I'm going on South 3rd Street. I run into a FNF video shoot out there in South Memphis. I don't know what is going on. It's a million cars around me. It's a million people doing the F&F things. And I was like, what is going on? But I think it was like a celebration that they do out there in South Memphis. It looked fun. But these girls put up on the side of me and gave me a whole video shoot. And I was like, wow, this is some Memphis culture right here. It reminded me of Glorilla's video. But do you guys think that Glo is going to come out with another hit bigger than F&F?
I think that may be her flagship song. Like, it may be the one that people know her for. But I definitely think, I mean, she's surrounded by Yo Gotti, like king of Memphis. Like,
king of Memphis, the king.
I definitely see him putting some push behind her once, these festivals and concerts and stuff, once she has some downtime, really working with her. Because, I mean, it's just been, she's skyrocketed.
Yes. Surpassed many ladies in the game already.
Oh, yeah.
And they big mad, too. Yep. They going to be
let
all
stay
right.
mad.
Y'all going to get
Stay
this big
mad.
Memphis. So, Parish, what you listening to in the ride on the way up here to Verbally Effective today?
Man, I listen to a little bit of everything, but of course, Jeezy is going to always be my favorite rapper.
Okay.
So I'm always listening to some old Jeezy. Dolph, rest in peace.
Yes.
I always bust some Dolph on the way, but I mean, my playlist is well rounded between anything from hip hop, R&B, gospel.
Come on, gospel.
A little bit of everything. So yeah, I'm well rounded.
Okay, well, you guys, you know what? You all really cut up on A-Main. Say, man, you gave me the real, and I appreciate it. And once again, we are doing our spring pledge drive right now. We are already I believe we're at 44% now because of the big donation from Andrew Brasington. We really appreciate you listening all the way in Philly, dropping that cheese off to support WYXR. Now, you guys know there's a lot that goes behind the scenes with running a radio station. There's a lot of technical needs. We may have to call the engineer every now and then to fix something, right? We produce and create and curate a lot of shows with local artists here. So $1 a month, $20 a month, 30, 100, 1,000 will go a long way. Even if you just make a one-time donation. Nicole, if you could share with them how they can donate.
Yes, there are 3 ways to donate. You can visit WYXR.org. You can call us at 901-460-3031. And you can also text the word donate to 901-460-3031.
Amen. We Verbally Effective live in here. I'm your host, your double E, Ena Esco. Parish, I want you to let the good people out here in Memphis know how they can continue to follow your amazing journey.
Yeah, definitely, man. Appreciate you having me on again, Ena.
Always.
Yeah, definitely. Always follow me on Twitter at @DAONE_P Shark. That's the main platform, social media platform that I will be on. The same name on Instagram, DAONE_P Shark. Follow Let's Be Real Podcast and LBR Media and everything, LBR_media. And follow us on YouTube at Let's Be Real Media as well.
Shout outs to Parish Sharkey. Nicole, how can everyone continue to follow your amazing journey?
I am everywhere. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere you can find me is at 87. That's EGHTYSVN.
Yes, and that's so creative, the way that you spelled that. Okay, come on. And Paris, you mentioned YouTube. What's up with YouTube? How is, being a podcaster, getting those people to hit the subscribe button? Because that's a challenge for me.
It's still a challenge for us too. 5 years later, but
right.
Hey, still chugging
what
along.
Is it about?
I have no.
They look at your video, they're gonna tune in and look at it, but they not gonna hit that subscribe button unless you grab their phone and hit it.
Yeah.
So check this out. We need everybody to pull their phone out. I need you guys to subscribe to the Ena Esco channel, ENAESCO. And Parish, what's your YouTube is Let's Be Real.
Let's Be Real Media. Let's
Be Real Media. Please subscribe to these channels. Nicole, you got a YouTube channel as well?
It's 87.
Ooh, 87. Spell it one more time for everyone.
It's EGHTYSVN.
What kind of content you loading up on your YouTube channel?
We doing a podcast because the show I do the music, but it's like I'm coming with the culture talk. I'm coming with the wrestling talk. I'm coming with everything.
I love it. I love it. And I appreciate you two for joining me today live here.
Thank you for having
on
me so
Verbally
much.
Effective. You two are amazing. You two represent Memphis well, and I truly appreciate you guys for joining me today over here at WYXR during the Spring Pledge Drive. We raised like over $200 just sitting here for the past hour, right? So, yes, thank you so much. And thank you all for listening yet again to the Verbally Effective Podcast. This is how we do it each and every Tuesday from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. You know, this is the podcast that intersects art, culture, politics, entertainment with a Memphis focus. We always put Memphis on our backs, and we appreciate you guys for donating today. And if you haven't donated yet, you can do so for our Spring Pledge Drive. We really appreciate all of our listeners. You all can visit the website right now, WYXR.org. You can call 901-460-3031. You can text the word donate to 901-460-3031. We really appreciate you all.